Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to another video of our web development series. And we have leveled up, alright. So we have, learned a respectable amount of HTML, like you would be required to make any, representable form of web page. You'd be able to do it. We talked about forms and we talked about tables, we talked about lists, we talked about, basic HTML, boilerplates and everything. Alright. And there are other things as well which I don't feel necessary, but if you want, you can look for it. I mean, iframe is there and some other stuff you can look that on your own. Alright. So from this video, we would be starting CSS. Alright. So what does CSS stand for? CSS stands for Cascading Styling Sheet. Alright, just put it here. Let us create. Okay, cool. Now, what are the reasons CSS is used? Why can't we just use HTML for the styling? Because see, HTML styling, if we talk about, um, it is not preferred. Alright, because see, because of HTML styling, the alignment gets all messed up. Alright, let me write alignment. Alright, and sometimes it does not produce the correct uh, result as well. Okay, it messes the layout. Now let's just go quickly and check CSS H MDN docs. Alright. So CSS is Cascading Style Sheets. So it is basically a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of markup languages. So markup languages include HTML or XML. Okay, and then there are other things as well. Alright, so currently that is all the theory you should be knowing about CSS. Okay, and let's do one thing. Let's go here and let's see how do we add our CSS. So let's do one thing. Let's write style.css, and how do we basically link it with our HTML? So here you just write link CSS. Okay, REL is basically relationship, which is style sheet. All right. Then there is hyperreference, which is this styles.css. Okay, cool. Now let's just go to style.css. And how do we basically style the things? So just let's go and see what the web page look like. Okay, this look like this. Cool. Now, what if I have to add the background here? What I'll do? I'll simply write background color CSS MDN. Alright, I'll just go here. I'll just check it how we do it. So we use the background color like this. Okay, so that is there. All right, now what we do exactly is see, suppose I have to uh, modify the whole area there, right? So I'll be using a tag there, right? Okay, and how do we like exactly use the um, tag thing and everything? Let's see. I go here, See, this tag is body. I'll simply say body and I'll open this thing and I'll write here background color, and I got a very nice background color. So I'll just write the background color code. It's EAF, and then I'll write 6F6. Alright, I'll just save it. We'll go here. See, the background color has been changed and it is looking kind of pretty. Alright, like at least to me, it's kind of looking pretty to me. Alright, so that is one thing. Then you can, you know, do changes in the H1 as well. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's add H1 and let's see how do we, add color in the text. I'll just simply say text color CSS MDN. We'll go here, we'll see how it works. So it's just simply color. The color property set the foreground color value of an element's text and text decoration. Set the current color value. Okay, so we'll just come here, we'll simply write color. And again, I got a very nice color, which is 66PFPF. Okay, let's just save it. Let's see how it works. Uh, See, a form is already looking kind of pretty, right? I mean, at least to me. Okay, so yeah, that is one thing. Then we can have another thing here as called line. That is simply say center and see. Okay, this should have been worked. I mean, align. Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's just simply say align text CSS MDN. Okay, it's text align. So here we just simply write text align center. Let's save it. Let's go. Let's see. See, I mean, kind of looking very nice, right? So cool. So there's one thing you should be able to very good at Google search for CSS. I mean, because these properties are like in thousands, alright. So you won't be able to, learn about every one of them, but you should be able to know like what you want to do. Like I know about here that I want to align my text somewhere. So just simply write align text CSS, right? That's what you have to do there. So I guess that was it for the introductory video of CSS. So let's just quickly review what we talked about here. We talked about CSS, its full form, why don't we use HTML styling over CSS. Then we learned about linking CSS style sheet to our HTML. Then how basically we style everything. We use the tags like body tag. I used it. Modified body, the H1 tag, it modified H1 like that. Okay. In this video, we are going to look at CSS syntax, or you can say anatomy of CSS. Okay. So in the previous video, we learned about how you can add CSS file inside your HTML file. So just to give you a quick recap, I'm just going to make one index.html. Here I'm going to add the okay, something is wrong. Yeah, it is back. Okay, we added the boilerplate here. Now what we did, we create an index dot CSS, and in here we'll have yeah, link CSS, the relationship is style sheet, and the href is style.css. Okay. Okay, I named it index.css, so let's just change it to index.css. Okay. Now I'll show you how CSS syntax is written. I mean, I did show you in the previous one, but let's see how, like, what is the breakage of it. So you can say the breakage of CSS syntax is, it is something like selector. Okay. And then inside of it, there is property, and then there is selection, let's say. Okay, and these are all in the curly brackets. Now see, this selector, this is basically who, like who we need to change. Okay, property is what, that means, okay, we know what, like who we need to change exactly, or you can say which, but what inside that selector we need to change. So that is defined by property, what, and this tells us how much, like what you want to change. Like if you want to give it a width, how much width, if you want to like make it bold, how much bold, that is told by this selection. What is told by the property and who is told by the selector. Now let's try and implement this a bit. Let's see how it works. So here I'm going to have one h1. Here I'm going to say edit text, and then I'm going to have a p where I'm going to say paragraph text. I'll go to my index. Here I'll select who or what I want to change. I want to change h1. Okay. Inside h1, what I want to change, I'll just say, let's say color. How much or what should be the color here? Yeah, let's say aqua. I'll just save it. I'll go to my index and I'll just click on go live. Okay, why hasn't it been changed? It is index.css and here it is href is also index.css. Let's do one thing. Let's say it style.css and here we'll just rename it. Let's hope it works. Okay, that is weird. Why is it not working? Like, okay, my bad. This dot not supposed to be here. Okay, great. I'll like talk about why I added the dot and why it is not needed. So basically, when you write elements, like
h1 element or p element you want to, change, we just directly write them, as I told you in the previous video. But if you like suppose add something called a class here of h1, let's say, then if you want to, modify this specific class only, then you put dot. Okay. It's not relevant right now, but just telling you. I mean, this class would come in the future video, so don't worry about it. But anyways, we see what we change, like who we change, what inside that we change, and by how much we change, or what is that we change. Okay, nice. Similarly, you can have the paragraph tag as well. Let's say color red. Red looks nice. Let's see. You can increase the font size. Let's say larger. Great. So this was, basically the anatomy of CSS syntax, selector, property, selection, who, what, how much. Okay.
So in the previous video, we learned about the anatomy of CSS, right? Then we talked about, the props, the values, the selectors and everything. And we looked at how website looks. Let's just go live here. Okay, my bad. It should be HTML. Okay, let's just close that and let's go live now. Okay, so this is what it looks like. All right. Now, in the previous video, we came up with a problem, right? So, what I wanted was to change the colors of these two texts, right? I wanted this to be in black and I wanted this to be in aqua color. But when I use the P here, so both of these would get the same color. So here the confusion arises, right? What to do now? So since till now we have talked about selectors which are just tags like H1 tag, P tag, right? But now we are going to look at more CSS selectors. Uh, let's just write CSS selectors. Let's just go and let's just go to W3 schools. And you can see what are CSS selectors. We already know, but let's read it again. So, CSS selector basically selects the HTML element you understand. Right. Now there are different type of CSS selectors. Okay. We can divide the CSS selectors into 5 categories. So there are simple selectors, then there are combinators, pseudo class, pseudo elements, and attributes. Okay. So if you go to combinator selectors, you can see combinator is something that explains the relationship between the selectors. So this would be, I guess, little too much for you. Okay. So right now we're not going to talk about the combination one. We'll talk it about in the further coming videos. But till then, let's just talk about the simple selectors. Because in the simple selectors, we have only used the tag name. Okay. So simple CSS selectors, it contains ID and class. Okay. So ID is used by a hashtag sign and class is used by a dot. Okay, we'll talk about how we'll do that. Okay. And then there is a universal selector as well. Okay. And the proven selectors we talked about, and yeah. Okay. Okay. That is cool. That is cool, right? So let's just head back to our Visual Studio Code and let's learn what we just studied. So here we'll just write ID, okay, and let's just name it Aqua for now. And here we'll have a class which would be named Black for now. Okay. Okay. Now here, what we'll do is we'll comment this. So I hope you know what a comment is. So comment is basically a part of the code which is basically not executed or compiled. So it is understood by the compiler that this is just for the documentation purposes and we don't need to compile this. Okay, so it is used by forward slash star, and then you can have the star again and forward slash. Okay, okay, that that looks well. Okay, let's talk about the universal selector first. You open the universal selector, right? Now just save it. Okay, there's some error. There's some warning. Okay. Now here I'll simply write font family. The font family is basically used for changing the font style. So let's just work with this right now. Okay, let's just save it. Okay, that was not the one. Font style, CSS, let's type that. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. We did the same thing here, but why is it not working? Let's go here, font style property. Okay, that is a different one. All right. Uh, let's just go back here. We have saved it. Let's just go here. Okay, let's just observe this. Now we'll go back here again. Rather than this, what then have simple this, right? Let's save it. Let's go back here. Nothing is happening. Uh, let's have this. Okay. Okay, it is still not changing. I'm still not sure why is that happening. Let's just go to the three schools on our own. No, this was the one. We go here. Okay. Let's try it for ourselves. Let's see that there are different ones. Why are we not having that thing? We have done the same thing, right? Okay, let's just try to undo one thing. Let's just copy it from here. And let's just paste it here. Okay, still not working. Let's just go to selector back again. You can see that universal selector is like this only. Okay, let's just do one thing. Let's just try to put the color here for now. And let's just say not black. Let's say blue. Let's say it. Let's just go here. So if I remove this part from here, let's go. Okay, pretty good. This thing is working. Okay, let's put the color back here as red. Font family. Let's just try the font family thing again. Or let's just say for italic right now. Okay, I just don't want too much. You can see that italics. You can check the font family thing on your own system. Maybe my system is lacking on something. Uh, we'll see what it is. Alright. So, okay, but never mind. We're talking about things. So, let's have one thing here. Uh, let's have the class which was black, right? And here we'll have the color as black. Okay, let's save it. And let's just have ID. And we'll have the color as aqua. Let's save it. Let's go here. Oh, sorry. Uh, it should be aqua, right? Aqua, right. What's the problem now? Okay, my bad. Aqua, let's save it. Okay, you can see that uh, paragraph with IT aqua is colored in aqua and this is in black. So both had the same paragraph tag, but IDs and classes, these are the main selectors. You can, select any uh, code, code snippet and style it accordingly. All right. So I guess the symbol selectors was all this video had. In the next video, we'll talk about the difference between class and ID. And I welcome you all to another video of our web development series. And in this video, we are going to talk about IDs versus class. Okay. So I hope you remember how we used class, and how we use ID. Just to give you a quick recap, we type class, we give it some class name, and we use dot for that. Okay. And for simple, like for ID, we use hashtag ID. Let's just say for now. Okay. Great. Okay, I'll just remove everything from here and I'll remove this class as well. We'll just start afresh. If I go to my index and if I go live, let's see what happens. Okay, simple, nothing important here. Okay, great. Now, you might think that, okay, ID and class both are like, they have similar functions, right? But remember, they are not the same. And they do not always share the same purpose, okay? If I talk about where's my star? Okay. Now, what if I talk about IDs? So first point is that each element can have only one ID. Okay. Suppose this is my header and there are two IDs. Let's say sample1, sample2, sample1, sample2. And if I save it, and let's just say I write hashtag sample1 and hashtag sample2. Yeah, this is how it would work, right? And suppose here I give it font size 1.5 rem and here I give it color aqua, let's say. Now if I go back to the website and if I refresh, see, nothing happened. Why? Because each element can have only one ID. So according to our compiler, sample1 space sample2 is a single ID. Both are not treated as different IDs.
So suppose if I write class here and I just change it. Now if I go back to a site, see, it changed, right? So that is one difference between them. Let's just leave it, okay? Then second point, which would be here, would be each page can have only one element with that ID. Okay. Now this is like you can have like that. Okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's just do it here. Okay, hashtag sample2. Let's remove this part. Let's say ID. Okay. Okay. If I go back to the website, both are converted, right? But here what we said, each page can have only one element with that ID. But this is like a practice for us. Like this is a good practice for us. I mean, you should give only one ID to one element. Okay. It's not like you cannot use it multiple times. You can. But it was made for such a purpose. Alright. Okay. I hope you understood that. And what else is the difference? Obviously, ID uses hashtag. Okay. Now, if I talk about classes, you can use same class on multiple elements. That is in the practice. We use dot in the class. And you can use multiple classes on a single element, not like this. And classes are like there is a rule for writing class. Let me just say you cannot have a class name with a space in it. Because if you give a space, compiler would think that both are different classes, which we just saw here, right? Okay. So that was another example, and I guess that was all the difference between IDs and classes. Like these three differences are there, and one of this difference is there. Okay. And I'm again telling you this line, each page can have only one element with that ID. It is not a rule, it is basically a practice which is used by most of the developers, and you should follow the same. Okay. So I guess that was all for this video.
Hello everyone and welcome you all to another video of our web development series. So for the past few videos we have been talking about CSS, we talked about the introduction to it, we talked about the selectors, we talked about the anatomy and few other stuff, right? If I just go live, this is what our website looks like. I mean, we talked about different things here, right? So that is there. So in this video, or like I should say from this video onwards, we'd be working on website, personal website basically. I mean, it's not going to be a simple CV website which we made there, because like it was a very basic one, right? I mean, if someone sees it, they won't find it very attractive or anything like that, right? So that is there. Now let's go back to here and let's see what exactly we are going to make. So this is one of the websites which I personally liked very much. So this guy name is Sean Helpin. Alright, this is his website. And you can see this cover page, it looks really nice here. Like, see, this is written here, right? And you can see there are like other stuff. Like, it's a very neat website, right? There are different stuff here and there as well. So yeah, all in all, there are many stuff which is available here. Okay, so in this video we are like try to imitate this website and make it our own. All right, so before we do that, I want you to do few things for me. I'll just clear my sheets here. Okay, first thing is just give me a minute. Okay, this is not working. I don't remember then. So let's go back here. Let's see how to add comments in HTML. Okay, so this is the way. Alright, so first step is create a new folder and write as my personal page. Okay, then I want you to create an index.html. Okay, then add boilerplate title, your name, whatever it is, create style.css and link both of them and add a blue background color. So this is your task. Okay, try and do it. Okay, so pause this video and try to do whatever the steps I told you. Alright, so here I'll go with my explanation. We'll add the boilerplate. I mean this and this is already done with me, so I'll just start from here. I have added the boilerplate. I'll just add the title. So my name is Shimon, so I'll just do that. I'll just save it. And then what? I have already like created this style.css as well, so you just do it on your own. And then you have to basically link them. So just link and href is style.css. Now here simply write body, background color as blue, save it. Okay. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Okay, so this just shows that we have successfully created sheets and linked them. All right. Now another thing I want to talk to you guys is before going deep into making the site, there's something I want to talk about is favicons. So you can see here at the Sean's site, he got a little icon right here, right? Um, so how to do that? So what you have to do, just write favicon io. Alright, let's just go here. Let's have the text as S, right? That works. So this is what it should look like. Alright, I will simply go and click on download. So just show in folder. Um, let's just try to open this one. Okay, looks well. If I open this one, okay, then what is this one exactly? Alright, so what I'll do, I'll just simply cut this. I'll just go to the web dev folder and I'll just paste it here. I'll just save it. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go here. Here what I'm going to do, I'll simply click on link. This time link is not relative style sheet. It's icon and it is this, right? Let's save it. Let's go here. And you can see we got that beautiful icon right there with the name. So you can have different things. I mean, you can go here, you can add some emojis, text, PNG or something. Alright, so that works. Now there is another thing that this might not work on some of the cases. So what you have to do here is just change the relationship to favicon, save it. Okay, I mean, see, this would not work for me, but it would work for you then. Alright, and here what you have to do, okay, you might be wondering what is all this stuff, so I would not go into detail over these things. Alright, this is about basically the caching system, which I don't think is necessary for you to learn in this course. So yeah, here we go, drag it back. Now there's another thing you might see on Sean's website is that it has got, different divisions. Like see, this division is a different thing. Then it got different divisions here and there and everything, the positionings and everything, which I don't think so we have talked about, right? So in the next video, we are going to talk about how to add these divisions to which we can style differently and add different blocks in our code. All right. So many more to come in the next video. So thank you for watching this video and see you later. And I welcome you all to another video of our web development series. So in the previous video, we learned that we are going to make a new project on CSS. Along with it, we learn a few concepts as well. Alright, so if I do one thing, if I go live, we'll see what exactly have we done till now. So till now, we have basically made our boilerplate and styling sheet and linked them and to uh, you know check uh, the linking if it is right or not, we have added a blue color right here. Okay, so for now I'll just remove this blue color. Okay, something happened. Okay, yeah. Okay, for now I'll just simply remove this. All right, so it is like this. And then again, one more thing was we have added an icon, which is the favicon, which you can see right here. Okay, cool. Now let's do one thing. Let's try and implement this thing, like whatever is written here. So you can see that this is an H1 and this is a paragraph. So let's do the same thing here. H1 shown. Then let's write a paragraph tag. A programmer, right? Okay. So
Okay. As you can see here, and if you see here, both are kind of different, right? I mean, in this website, it looks like the both are enclosed inside a box. And if we see R, it looks like they are very different, right? So what is different here exactly? So let's just click on inspect and see. Okay, so this is basically an image, but if you can see, there's something called div. Okay, now you might be wondering what div is exactly, right? So we'll just go div mdn. Okay, so div basically stands for content division element. All right. Now it div element is the generic container for flow content. Okay. So it has basically no effect on the content or layout until styled in some way. Okay. It might be a little confusing for you, but let me tell you what div exactly do. So if I want to club these two together, what I use a div. So div basically helps us to divide our content into separate containers so that we can affect the layout of each of the containers differently. Alright. So what I can do here is I can write div, alright, and I can simply paste it here. Now if you see, not much of a difference. You might be wondering, oh, what is this, right? But let me tell you, uh, we saw in the MDN docs, if it is open, yeah, it is open, that it has no effect until in some way CSS is applied here. So we need to apply a CSS, right? Now before we talk about the CSS part, I want to mention a few things right here. That would be that when we think of a div basically spans from this corner to this corner and its height is equal to whatever the content is inside that thing. Alright. That is a very important point which I wanted to mention in front of you because in the future videos we'll talk about span and then we'll see what is the difference between span and a div. Alright. Okay. So let's try and give a very nice background color to our text. Okay. So before that we'll just simply go to color picker, CSS. Okay. Okay. It's not like this. It was, I don't remember exactly what the site's name was. Okay, but it had a very nice one. Let's try color palette picker for HTML. Okay, let's see. Okay, I remember it was color hunt. Right. Okay. Okay. These are the basic, very nice color palettes which we can use. Uh, okay. Let's go with this one. Right. So I'll simply copy this color. Copied. I'll simply come here. I'll simply say class equal to details, right? Works. And here I say details. And here I can say background color as. Okay. Yeah. See. Okay, this color is not very visible. So I think I'm gonna choose this color maybe. And sorry guys, I'm coughing a little bit. I'm actually a little bit down with cold. Not anything as serious, but yeah. Okay, I've changed the color. And yeah, this looks far better, right? I mean, this is visible color. Like that was a nice color, but it was not visible on the white background. But anyways, let's continue. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, if you look closely, you might see that there is a gap here, and there's a gap here, and there's a gap here as well. What is this gap exactly? I mean, I have only used div, nothing above it, nothing to the left, nothing to the right. Why it is so? This is because our web browsers have their sorry, own styling. So they, I mean, if I go to not page source, sorry for that. I want to go to inspect. Okay, let's try to inspect this. Hmm. I'm not able to find it right now. Okay, but never mind. You can see there's a gap. How to reduce it? So this is a very nice trick which I'm going to tell you. So listen to it carefully. All right. You don't have to do anything. Simply write body and here have the margin as 0 and then have h1 and here margin top as 0. Save it. Let's see how. Okay, everything looks perfect, right? Yeah. Then there is align content to center. Let's see if it works. I don't know much of it. Doesn't. Center content of div. Let's see how we do that. So it's text line. Let's say center. Let's see if it works now. Okay, this is a start. I mean, this looks nice to me at least. I don't know about you guys, but this looks nice to me. We have done a lot of things till now, and in the last video, we talked about div element. This. Okay. Then we see our website. It looks something like this. Pretty nice, I'd say. And then we go to this website. This is what we're trying to make. Okay. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about box model. Okay. Now you might be wondering what is a box model, right? So let's go to website. Let's try to inspect. Hopefully, box model should come. All right. So yeah. Okay. Everything okay. Good. This is what is called a box model. Okay. So in HTML, every element has its own box, right? Suppose this is div, this has its own box. If I write a paragraph tag, it would have its own box. Alright. So a box basically has three main attributes. One is padding, one is the border, and one is the margin. Alright. So one by one, we are going to talk about each of those boxes and then we'll try to do something on our own to see how we see it. Alright. If it makes sense to you. Okay. So first we'll talk about the border. Okay. Let's come here. Let's see what we can have. Okay, we'll draw it. We'll draw it. Suppose this is my box. This is my div element. Okay. Now this div element would have some border, right? If I go here, it would have some border, right? Now, what would it look like? Suppose this div has some border like this. Okay. Anything enclosing it is called its border. Okay. I hope it was a bit clear to you. I really do. Okay. Now let's try and implement it. Let's see how it would look. If you see it, you would get it uh, in a more better, you understand more better way. You write border, you write solid, and then we say border with suppose 10 pixels. Okay. I don't remember if it had a color. Okay, that has a color as well. Let's add the color as this. Works. Let's go to our side. And then save it here. Save it here, right? Hmm. Okay. Why can't we see the border here? Okay. Since that covers the whole part, let's have a height of 200 pixels for now and width of 200 pixels. Now let's see. Okay, we got it. Yeah. Mm, Now let's do one thing. Let's change the background color to black. Okay, okay. So the color was actually equal to the background color right now. So that's why we couldn't see it. But this is the background. I mean the border you're talking about. It is of 10 pixels and its color is black. Right, as you talked, and you can see the same thing is happening here. Okay, cool. Now, the other thing which we'll talk about is padding. So, suppose there is some content written inside a box. So, the distance between the content and the box edges, mean this edge, or this edge, or this edge, or this edge, it is called padding. Okay. It is called padding. So what we are going to do is we are going to have a padding here of let's say 20 pixels. That would work, I guess. Let's just have a padding here of 20 pixels. Let's save it. If I go in you can see that there is a padding around it. I mean, this is the content and this is the padding. Okay. Now you might be wondering
Okay, there's not much of a change here. What is the difference, right? That is what you might be wondering. Okay, so let's just try to remove the padding for now. Let's save it. Let's see. Okay, I see, I mean, I guess you might be getting the difference. I mean, there's no upper padding, there's no low padding. So if I simply add the padding, 20 pixel, right, and there we go. 100 by 200, and then we got a 20 padding on the box. Then we got a border. And the only thing that is left is we need to talk about is margin. So margin is basically a buffer zone. Okay, it is basically the distance between the current element and any other element that is on our screen. So suppose okay, there is this box as well. Let's call it dev box only, and the distance between them, that is called the margin. Okay, so I hope this was clear to you. Okay, now okay, so I told you about margin. Now there's one task which I would like to give you. Okay, so first thing you have to do is make one more container with height and width as 200 pixel only. Okay, then the second point would be give it red color. That works. The third thing would be change first. I mean, assign class to both the divs. Then try adding margin. Or if you can't, we'll add it. But for now, that is all you have to do. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to have okay. We can just change it to, let's say, first container. Here we have another div, and here we'll have the class as second container, and let's save it. Let's change it to, let's go to a website to see if it's working. If it is working, it is working. Now let's add second container. We'll have height as 20 pixels. We'll have width as 200 pixels. What else? Background color we'll have here is red. Let's not save it. Let's see how website looks now. Okay. Now one more thing. I don't know if you might seen it or not, but this is a 200 pixel box. This is a 200 pixel box. Where is the difference? Like, why am I getting so much height difference? Sorry. We'll talk about it. If I talk about this box, yeah, if I talk about this box, its initial inside content and everything, that is 200 pixels. But because of the padding, which is 2020, 200 plus 2020, that is 240. And if I talked about the border, that would be 10, 10, 260. So that makes it greater than, I mean, because see, the box size isn't compromised when we add the padding or when we add the border. Alright, even when we add the margin, the box size is not compromised. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Okay, great. So, okay, next thing we had to do was just introduce margin here. Margin, so now let's keep it 10 pixel. Yes. You can see the box got a margin of 10 pixels from all of the sides. This. We can have separate margins as well. I can have a margin of just the bottom of 10 pixel. Let's save it. See, it got a 10 pixel margin from here. Now, if I put a margin on top of 10 pixels there as well, so the whole difference between them becomes 20 pixels. Okay. So this was the box model we had to talk about, where we basically had three main things: padding, border, and margin. So far we have learned a lot of things, right? Let's just go live and see. Okay, my bad. Let's just close this. Let's just go back here. Stop this for a while, go to HTML, and then we go live. Yep. Okay, cool. So we have like developed kinda few things, right? So far. Okay, cool. Now the question arises exactly that our site is not looking like the Sean's site, right? I mean, his site looks something like this, which clearly doesn't. So, okay, we'll try and do few things here to make our website look something like this. Let's go to style. Okay, in the first container, what I want is just remove the border width and border color for now. Okay. Then we have text align, background color. Okay, rest all the things are fine. Okay. Something is still there which we don't want. Uh, width is there. Let's remove the width. Let's have the padding. Let's remove the margin. Let's remove the margin from here as well. Let's save it. Let's remove the solid border also. Let's save it. Okay. Kind of works, right? I mean, I can have the width. Okay, let's not have the width right now. Okay, cool. Okay, now one thing I want to show you is this is my development project. In the image, I have two images. One is cloud. Okay, looks like this, and one is mountain, which looks like this. You can download your own images from the net. Alright, like the way I did it. Alright. Now I get back to here. What I want here is I'll go to simple HTML. In the this part, mm, I have this two sentences, and below this sentence I want an image tag. Okay. Source would be images. Okay, nothing like this. What is this? Images slash Let's have the cloud one. Let's save it. We'll have cloud image. Okay. And similar thing we'll have here as well. Okay. And then below this, we'll have same mountains, and we'll save it, and we'll say mountain image for now. Okay. Okay, works. Let's see how it looks. Definitely not the one we are looking for. Uh, what is wrong here exactly? Let's just remove the height as well. Now let's see. Okay, okay. And another thing which we can have here is uh, sorry, yeah, here is, let's move the text line to center as well. Okay, okay, let's save it. Just give me a minute. Okay, this looks nice, right? I mean, we have the images not looking nice. Okay, it's looking very house pouch. Now you might be wondering why. One thing is which I don't know is bugging to you, but it is bugging to me, is I have this cloud here, and then I have the sentences. But here I have the cloud, and adjacent to it is the mountain image. So what is this thing exactly? What is the difference here? Okay, so the difference is because of the display. Okay, let's now go and try to read the display. So display is a CSS property which sits within an element is treated as block or inline. Okay, and the layout is used for, okay, that is something different, but what you should be know is how it is treated block or inline. Let's just click here, block or inline. uh, okay, they don't have it here. I'll just tell you what is a block and what is an inline. Okay, suppose here I write h1 hello world h1. Okay, now if I have the color as red, I mean it is world here, and it should be like background color. Here you can see that this, I mean the text is here, but it is taking the whole this thing, right? So what is this called? So this is basically called a block element, which blocks the whole area, not just the text. All right. Similar thing is the paragraph tag as well. Para, let's just say, and we'll just close it with this. Okay, okay, okay. Then I have the para tag as well. Background color, let's say blue. Okay, so you can see the block elements, blocking the whole area, right? So that is one of the displays called block. Okay. Another of the display is called span. Sorry, another of the display is called inline. And example of inline could be a span. Okay. Now I'm wondering what is a span. So let's just try writing span. Okay. I mean, yeah. I'll simply write hello world again, and I'll just close the span. Okay. And I'll just have this thing, I'll have the background color copied from here only, and I'll just paste it. Okay, great work, right? I mean, you can see that span is an like if we write span and if we try to format it, it is not, encapsulating the whole block. It is only encapsulating the content written inside it. So this type of display is called inline display. Okay, great, 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 great. Now you might be thinking like, okay, span is working fine. Then why do we need block display elements? I mean, what is the need there? So need is there. I mean, suppose I want the width not to be changed. I said 100 pixel. Not working, right? But suppose I want the width here to be 100 pixel. It has the 100 pixel width, right? So that is the thing here. Okay. Now you might be wondering, okay, everything is working fine, everything is cool, all is good. But the thing which is bugging me is if I want to use the powers of both block and NI, what can I do? So CSS gives us the ability to adjust our display. Okay, I just simply write display and I can write inline. See, cool trick, right? So this brings me to the third type of display, which is inline block. Here you can adjust the height, let's say 100 pixel. See, so this gives you the advantage of both the cases. All right. So this is how you can see that how elements are, adjusted in our web page using CSS. Okay. The box model contributes to it, the display contributes to it, and a few other things which we'll talk about it. So I hope you learned something in this video about the display, the block display, inline display, and inline block display. And one more very, what should I say, informative tag, which is the span tag. Alright, so I guess that was all for this video. And in the previous video, we learned about elements of like block elements and inline elements and how we can, change the position. Okay. And what else? We talked about the positioning, as I mentioned. All right. And did we talk about anything else? No, that was it. Okay. So in this video, we are going to talk more about how, we position the element exactly. Okay. So, but before we do so, the first thing we have to realize is that even without CSS, our HTML element has some positioning by default. Okay. And we have to understand how things, get positioned by default before we can go and change it to bend the rules. Okay. So the first rule is that content is everything. Okay. Suppose here I have a, let's say I have a div. Hello. And here I have a span. Okay. And if I write the div, let's say this, and I have the span, let's say, okay, ठीक है. So we can see that, okay, in div, in span, the content is like this. Okay, it just encapsulates the whole content. In the div also, like, it's fine that it has the whole block like this, but the height is in accordance to the element only. So that's why the first rule is that content is everything. All right. The second rule I would say is children sit on parents. Okay. Now you might be wondering what I mean by that exactly. So suppose I just remove the hello from here. Okay. And here I have height, say 100 pixel, and let's say width 100 pixel as well for now. Okay. And if I have this span inside this div, so div is a parent and span would be the child. Alright, so you can see that our span or our child sits on the parent. Right, so that is what children sit on the parents mean. So these are the basic two rules of positioning. Okay. Now we can also set CSS property like other than the position wala thing. Okay. I mean other than this position wala thing. Um, like the default position thing, we can also set a CSS property which is the position property in order to position elements on. Okay. So basically there are two position properties, static and relative. So let's talk about the static. So okay, we have talked about the static one because this default HTML thing, I mean positioning of how this would be positioned, how this would be positioned, how this would be positioned is simple static. Um, all right. And if I talk about the relative one, relative positioning is basically how you would position an element relative to how absolute it was. Okay. I don't know if it made sense to you, but let's try something and then we'll be able to, I guess, would be able to get it, what I'm trying to say here. So, okay, I'm giving you a task, make three divs of a square div of 100 by 100 and give them colors of red, blue and yellow. Okay, pause the video and do it. Okay, meanwhile, I'm gonna do it. Let's say the class as red. Okay, okay, this works, right? Now let's just now let's have the blue one. Let's do something. Let's just copy this thing and let's just paste it. Change the color to blue. Okay, and let's paste it. Change the color to yellow. Okay, okay, cool. Now suppose I change the position to sorry, position to relative. Okay, and now I put the top to 20 pixel. You see, this element should be here according to the its static position, but since it is the relative position, it would shift 20 pixels downward from the top with reference to the absolute position. And one of the major thing is that other elements would still be at their absolute position. So if I simply just say 100 pixel if, it would come down here, and the other element would just uh, vanish. Okay, so this is all that we had to talk about the positioning, absolute and fixed, and how default positioning is done by HTML. Okay. So far in the couple of previous videos, we learned about the positioning of elements in our website, right? We learned about inline elements, we learned about block elements, we learned about inline block elements, we learned about the fixed position and the absolute position and the relative position. All right. So let's do one thing. Let's go live here and try to see what we have achieved so far. Okay, let's remove this red box. I don't know why it is still there. Okay, let's save it. Now let's see. Uh, okay, cool. So this is what our website looks like currently. Okay. Now, one thing which I think we can have is we can have all these elements towards the center, right? That is one of the bare minimum. So to do that, we have text align, as I told you, which we can have in the body, and let's say center. Let's see how it looks. Okay, great. Now one thing I want to tell you is if we inspect it, um, yeah, you can see that all the text which are aligned, or I mean, see if it is a cloud. Okay, let's have it. I mean, other than the image, all the things which are lined like this. So these are basically the block element. All right, like they have the full block like this, right? The whole inline thing, right? Suppose I change the width to 10%. Now what will happen? See, as soon as it gets it becomes a block element. Um, yeah, as soon as it becomes a block element, the text align don't work on it. So what can we do here? What we can do here is we can have the margin. Top would be 0, right would be auto, bottom would be 0, and left would be auto as well. Okay, now if you check it, this is how you center. Alright, so this was all about centering, how we center an element. So these two are the main methods by which we can center the element. Alright, so I'll just remove it from here for now. I'll have margin top 0, let's say, back to what we had. Okay, great. Now another thing which you might be noticing is that this mountain is not aligned in the center because of this cloud, right? Um, this cloud basically is like a hindrance, right? So we have to remove this cloud from the HTML flow. So when I remember how we take an element out of the HTML flow by changing one particular CSS property. And yeah, that is of course a position property that we are going to change. All right.
Now let's try to see what we can change here exactly. Okay, let's do one thing. This is the cloud. Um, I'll give it a class called bottom cloud. Okay. Let's move. This is old, and I'll say bottom cloud, and simply I have the position absolute. Why there is no difference here? Okay, I understood. Mm, this is our first container, so let's have the uh, position here as relative. Okay, and let's have the left as what? Let me see. Let's say okay, and bottom be 50 pixels. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why this thing is not working. Uh, like, uh, let's see. There is probably something which we are missing. Um, what can it be? What is that one thing which we are missing? Hmm, let us check the name if it is correct. It's bottom cloud. Okay. I mean, one of the most silly mistakes, but okay. Okay, I mean, it is something, not one thing you want, but it is something. But this is because we should not be having, what we should not be having. Suppose I just say 10 pixels, what difference would it bring? Let's see. Okay, let's say 300 pixels, and okay, and left may I'll say 300 pixel. Okay, I mean, see, first of all, see the mountain, it is in the center, right? So yeah. Okay, let's have it 400 pixels. Looks pretty nice, right? So my next challenge would be to let's make it 400 as well. Let's see how it would look. I mean, it depends all on you. Okay, not 400. 400 will look nice. Let's say 350. Now let's see. Let's see. Okay. I mean, for me, it works. I mean, I can have it to 330. Okay, that works for me. That works really fine for me. Okay, now I want to give you guys a challenge to move this. I'm legit forgetting the words right now. But yeah, let's move this cloud to somewhere here. Okay, and let's have some padding over here. What say? Right. First container. Let's have some padding top. Let's say 100 pixels. Let's see.
Should it work? Okay, it's not working. Let's check. Let's see, inspect. Let's see why is it not working. This is my cloud. I should be having some padding here. Let's set the whole div. Okay. Well, I'm having some padding. Okay, we'll talk about the padding thing later, but I'm glad like you understood and just try to move this from here to here somewhere. Hmm. So what what we can do is we can have class as um, what is happening? Okay, let's have the class. We can't have class there, obviously. Top cloud. Um, we'll have the position again as absolute. What we can have more would be, let's have top as 50 pixels, right, and right as, let's say 10 pixels for now. Let's see how it looks. Okay. Okay, this mountain is a little bit far, so we should be having this mountain as a bit far as well. So let's have the left as 300 pixel as well. Works. Okay. So now you guys tell me how it looks. I mean, for me, it looks pretty nice. Right? A little bit. What is this? Let's write Sean. Okay, it's looking a little bit like this, right? So, okay, that's a good start. Now in the next video, we would be trying to change the font here because of it, the positioning changes sometimes, which we'll see all about in the next video. Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to another video of our web development series. And in the last video, we learned about the what I call the dark art of centering elements using CSS. Alright, we did it using two methods, and we learned about what we say absolute positioning as well. And if I go live, this is what my website looks like. It looks pretty neat to me, at least. Alright, so I mean, I'll give that to me, that this looks nice. Okay, great. Now what I would be going to talk about is these texts, right? Which I already talked about how to, I am going to talk about them. Uh, right. So yeah, let's just start with it. All right. Great. Okay, now there are basically two font families. One is serif and one is sans serif. The difference between serif and sans serif is these tiny legs which are present in the serif but not present in the sans serif. Okay. Now let's just try with the example. Let's say a font family. There are a lot, but main are uh, sans serif. Let's see how it looks. Okay, where's my website? Okay, it's there. So we'll see. There are no little legs here and there, so there is that. Then we have serif. Let's see how it looks. See the little legs. Okay, then what else we have? We have monospace, right? I mean, monospace has every letter has, specific like equal gap between them. Then there's cursive as well. Let's see. I mean, it looks a bit terrible, right? And there is one fantasy as well, if I remember correctly. Okay, this looks really bad. So these are the basic font families. Then we talked about sans serif and serif. So sans serif and serif has basically like these are font families. So there are different fonts present in them, right? So let me show you something. Let's say font family. I'll say sans serif for now. Let's see how it looks. It looks like this. Okay. Then there is Verdana, which is under the sans serif only, and it looks something like this. Okay. So okay, one more thing is uh, you are seeing all these things, right? Like you might be wondering, okay, what the hell is this, right? So suppose I just type this, that's it, right? Okay. So you might be a little bit shocked to know, but I mean, the first time when I learned about it, I was too. Okay, so this is basically all these fonts may or may not be present on someone's computer. I mean, see, it's not present on my computer. I mean, this sign is present on my computer, but there is a high possibility that this might not be present on yours. Alright, then what would happen? Your system would look for this. If not, it would look for this. If not, it would look for this. And if not, sans serif is, I mean, it is by default there. So this is, a safe play by first is like being very specific and the last being very general. Okay, so there is that. That is all we had to talk about the font family. Now, another very pretty thing which I want to talk to you guys is, I mean, suppose you are a person who is very specific and wants that whatever font you are seeing on your screen should be visible to the other person as well. So, how to do that? Okay. So, I would recommend you to go to fonts.google. Okay. fonts.google.com. Let's see. Oh, not this one. Hmm, I don't know where should it go exactly. It was here before. Let's see. Yeah, let's check if there are alternatives. Let's go to font awesome. I don't want to log in right now. I'm not able to find it. Where did it go exactly? Let's try. I mean, I'm not sure where we are going wrong. Let's check. Okay, it has present there. What? What? What was I even doing here? Okay, fonts.google.com. You can search it from there. Um, great. Now something I want is, let's say, Merryweather. I want this one. Alright, I'll just simply go here. The regular one. Okay, and let's just make it right now. Okay, we have something. Then let's have another one which I like. I like it is my personal favorite, Sacramento. Okay. Hmm. I have it already, but let's select it for now. Talking about unselected families, maybe Meriwether is there. What else? Yeah, we don't have the Sacramento. Why are we doing the Sacramento is there? Okay, let's just get back to here. Okay, now let's write uh, Sacramento. Okay, I got it. What I was doing there. Just never mind me. Let's just select the regular. Okay. Yeah, two. And do I need something else? Let's have Montserrat as well. Montserrat. What is back? Montserrat. Okay, this is Montserrat. Let's have the 400. And let's see what are the families we got. We got the families. Now the simple thing is just copy this link. Okay. Let's go to your HTML and just paste it. That is it. Now suppose for the body I want Meriwether. I'll simply copy it and I'll simply paste it. And here I'll do what? I'll have the Sacramento. I just copy it and I'll just paste it. And for H2, which I don't have currently, but I will have it in future, and H3, I'll have the font family as Montserrat. Um, let's just paste it, and here also let's just paste it. That's it. Now if I go to my website, okay, this looks pretty decent to me, right? This is the Sacramento one, this is the normal Meriwether, right? So that was all. I had to talk about the font. Alright. So I hope you liked this video. You learned a lot through this, and I hope you apply this in your project as well. So far, we have learned a lot of things, right? And I mean, we learned basics of CSS, then learned advanced, or I would say intermediate CSS as such, which included a lot of things. Okay, mm, centering the difference between div and span, and how to style a text. Okay, so in order to style a text or to change the text property and to explore more ways of styling the text, we have to have more content on our website. Okay, if we go live right now, this is what our website looks like, but we need more content here. All right, so what to do? Okay, so I have something for you. Um, let's just close it. Yeah, okay. I have something for you. I have this subcode file. All right. I'll put the description in the. Sorry, I'll put the link of this thing in the description, and you can download it from there. So we'll do one thing. We'll open it, and what we are going to do is this contains something like middle container and okay, whatever it contains, what you do, you just copy it, and below the first container, just paste it. Okay, so yeah, that is what you have to do, and let's just save it, and let's see what our website looks like. Okay, now you might be wondering what is this, right? So this is some text which we have here, okay, where we put in information of ourselves, and I'll tell you what we'll put, but first of all let's try and understand what is like everything written here. So in the middle container, what we have a profile. You can add your image here or any image you want, and then we have a hello, and then we have this lorem ipsum tool or something something. Now it is a very, I have to create time to tell you what it means. Let's just write lorem ipsum, and it's taking a bit. Okay. I mean, I don't know why it is taking so much time. Well, let's do one thing. Let's go to settings, and let's just change the search engine to Google. Okay. And now let's. Okay, it hasn't changed. Why? Let's see. Let's go to settings and okay, search engine is Google. Why is it not changing? Hmm. Let's see. Let's go to search engine. Let's go to Google. Okay, it has. Let's just type lorem, and there you have something. Close it and close it from here, and let's go live. Okay, and we are back, and here you can see what is lorem ipsum. It's a dummy text of the printing and typesetting industry. Okay, so what happens basically is when you design a website, you know that you would be having some content over here. Like you would be having some content over here, some content over here, some content over here. But what exactly? You don't know at that time. So to have a, so you have dummy content over like as a placeholder, and later you can just modify it. So lorem ipsum is that dummy content on the placeholder. All right. So that is there. All right. Now let's do one thing. Let's try and add some photos here. I mean, there's a very famous website called Flat Icons where you can get vector images. Okay, and there are like hundreds of icons. Just go on view all, and you can see like there are hundreds and hundreds of icons present here, and you can choose any one of them. So suppose I go with avatar. Job description avatar looks fine. I go over here. What I do, um, Let's pick this photo and let's just download the PNG. It has downloaded, right? Okay, go in the folder. What we'll do is just copy it, go to our web page. In the image folder, we just place it. Okay, looks great. Now what you'll do, you'll come back here. In the middle container in this, you can have images. This is my PNG and let's save it. Let's see how the site looks now. Okay. I mean, we won't be needing this big of a picture. So we'll style it a bit. Let's just say class circles for now. Okay. We go to our style and here I have a circle. Okay. And I have the border radius as 50%. Alright, now if I see the website, let's say 100%. Now let's see. Okay, okay, it was circles, right? It has got a round figure, but not much of a round. So let's say, okay, and let's have the width as 100 pixels and height as 100 pixel as well. Now let's see how it looks. Looks nice, right? And instead of this, you can have any other image you can find on the flat icon, and you can just simply paste it. I mean, just copy the image here. Okay, great. Similarly, we have skills section as well. Okay, I have a skills photo here. Like, let's say I go back here and I say skills. The thing as such which I'm liking, I'll just simply say coding. I mean, I'm liking this one. Okay, this is not something I would be needing. I have to do something from here. So let's say I choose this one. Looks fine. I'll just download it. What I'll do, I'll go in the folder. Okay, show my folder. I just cut it and I'll just paste it over here. And I'll save it. And I'll close it. Now here, what I have, here I have the source as images, file extension, and the class I'll say circles. I'll save it. Now let's see what it looks like. I mean, it looks amazing to me at least. You have some other picture over here, like whatever you want, but for now, I'll have the same one. Okay. And great. Now Okay, looks amazing. And then the last container, we have a contact me form type where you can mail to wherever you want. Let me just type in my mail ID. Okay. Then in the bottom container, you can have different links. And here you can have a name and surname as a copyright thing. Let me just put in my name. Now if I go back to my website, this is what we have got so far. I mean, we can increase a bit over here. Let's say 200. Save it. Let's see. Great. Website looks amazing, right? Now this is me, so I would put my photo over here. You can have a photo here. You can give a small introduction over here. For now, I have just GTME text because I'm just showing it to you, right? Then again, same text over here, something, 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 something here. Then get in touch, something, 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 something. Then contact me, mail, your social profiles, URL you can have, and then your copyright footer. So we have got a lot of content over our screen now, which we'll format or change the properties in the upcoming video. And in the previous video, we copied a code from the step code file, which I told you in the previous video. Okay, now if I click on go live, we can see that we have got something here. Like we have got the content. Now we can try and talk about them. Alright. Now one thing I want to talk about you guys is font size. Okay. Suppose I want this thing to be the greatest, suppose. Okay. I mean, I want it to be more greater than everything, like more greater than the H1 standard size. So that, like, it is the ultimate heading thing. Alright. So what we'll do is, we'll go here in the H1. I'm going to have font size 90 pixel. While on top, let's say 50 pixel. Save it. Great. It looks a lot bigger and everything. And if I say 0 only, press V, and I come back here. So it looks a lot nicer, right? Great. But we have like mentioned it in pixel, but there is one another dimension, EM. Before talking about EM, let us see like what is like why don't we use pixel. Suppose I go to settings, I go to appearance, and in the font size, which is the medium which is recommended, I click on large. Now if I come here, you notice, okay, let's do it very large. Great. Now one thing you might have noticed is size of this text has not been changed, but size of this text, everything has changed. Yeah, suppose I click on the medium, now you can see that, yeah, size has changed, but here the size is not changed. Why is that? Because when we declare a font size in pixel, we have like fixed that thing. Okay, like that is a static value. To have it in a dynamic, we use EM. Okay. So let me tell you what is EM first. So EM
Okay. EM is like sound of M. So in previous times, 1 EM was equal to width and size of M. Okay. But in the modern days, 1 EM is equal to 16 pixels. Okay. So this is the thing. Now if I change this part, suppose I want it to be an EM 90 pixel, what I'll do? I'll divide 90 by 16, which would come roughly to 5.625 EM. Okay. Go back, same size. Okay. Great. Everything looks good. Now another property I want to talk about EM is if suppose I have a font size here. But font sizes are basically derived values. Suppose here in the body I have a font size of 2em and here I have so h1 is inside body, so h1 parent is body, right? So if I have a font size in the body and if I have a font size in h1, this font size would become equal to 5.625 plus this 2. Okay, so if I go here you can see, okay, it looks very right. If I want the same size, what I'll do 3.625. Oh, alright. But there is not a very, like this is a small code so you can see, check whose parents have got what size. But in big codes, it is very hard to debug this thing. So in order to have this value to be on its own and not to be derived, we use something called REM. Okay, R stands for root. So if I put this value, great. So REM basically means that it is not gonna add the font size present in the body, I mean in the parent part. Alright, great. So I guess we talked about the font size here, and this was one of the most important and crucial parts we should be knowing between difference between pixel, EM and REM. Alright, so okay, and so far let's look at the website which we have created. It looks something like this, where it looks nice, right? Great. Okay, something I want to have here is in the body. Let's remove this. It's looking too big with that, right? Now if I go here, okay, yeah, it looks much smaller and better. Okay, great. Now I would like to, in this video, try and um, have our skills in some nice way. Okay, I mean to format it in a nice way. So for formatting, one thing I would like to have is, let's have the inspect. Okay, and in the classroom you can see that we have two divs for two different skill sets, right? Both have the name of skill row. Great. Now since it is like having the whole 50%, I mean 100% width, I wanted to change the width to 50%. Okay, this is the first challenge. Pause the video and try it. Okay, now if I talk about if I want to try, what I'll do is I will go on skill row, make sure it matches the name here. Okay, and here you can have width as 50%. Save it and see how it looks. Okay,
Now if inspect, hold there, you can see it is of 50% and this 50% is left. Great. Now another thing which I want is to center these divs in the middle. So for that we learned about the margin. Let's say auto, let's save it, and it is in the margin. I mean it is in the center. But I'm not liking this part or this space. I need to have some space here. So try and add 100 pixel margin on top and bottom and leave the left and right to uh, auto. So pause the video and try it. So if I have to do it, what I'll do, I'll write 100 pixel, and if I go clockwise it would be right, so auto, and then again bottom would be 100 pixel, and then again left margin would be auto. If I save it, how would it look? I mean, I got some margin here and here, so it looks pretty nice. Now another thing which I want from you guys is to have this text in the left part, not in the center part. So here we have the text aligner center, but here I want to have the text align as left. For that, we can simply write text align left, and what it would do, it would override the text align which is here. So if I look at it, it looks something like this. Okay, great. Now what else? What else is, you can see that there's no much space here, right? So what to do on this thing? Like I want to have some space here. So what we can have here is we can have a line height of 2. Okay, you'll see the difference. See, there is some line height difference, and it looks pretty better than before. Okay, and then what else? Okay, one thing I didn't tell you in the previous video, you can use these stickers which you use on WhatsApp. They can be used here as well. Go to Jiffy and click on Be Animated, and here you can write code. Okay, and let's just click on agree and click on the stickers part. Let's see what stickers we can get from here. The site is a bit slow. If I click on skills, let's see what it shows me. Hmm. Mm, okay, I don't know why, but the images are not opening. Okay, but um, okay, they are not opening at all. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, we'll see it at the end of the video. We'll see if the stickers get loaded. We'll try and inculcate it. Otherwise, we'll go with this image. Good. So far, we have formatted our skill set a bit, but I want to do one thing which would look totally cool, but it is not right now. Which is, I want to wrap these texts around here. Okay, the image should be here, and these text should wrap it somewhere around here. How to achieve that? So for that, let me just reduce it to, let's say, 25%. Okay, and here also let's do 25%. What's the issue here? I don't know. I mean, obviously we cannot change the width, but let's see. Looks nice. So for that, what we do is we learn about new concept called float. Okay, just go float CSS property and see what it is exactly. So float property specifies whether an element should float left, right, or not at all. Alright, so absolutely positioned elements ignore the float property. So rather than learning the theory, let's go for the learning it in practical. Suppose I write float and I say left, and if I save it, that's how you float. Right? Yeah. Okay, we don't have a semicolon here. That's why we had a problem. Now, if you go and look, okay, not looking very great, I would say. See why is that? Okay. Okay, this image also have the class circles, so that's why we are facing that problem. Let's remove the float for now. Now see, it's back. Okay. Okay, pretty much not what we need. Not getting the correct stickers here, I would say. Let's just write coding there. We'll let it work on its own. If we come back here, what we'll do, we'll have some other class here. Let's say skill image, and here also I'm going to have skill image. Okay, and if I go here, what I'll do, I'll have skill image. Okay, I'll have these two things, and then I'm going to have float left. Okay, well, let's do one thing. I'll have skill image 1 and skill image 2 here. I'll tell you why I am doing this. Let's have it one. Let's save it. Let's see. So this is what I was talking about. See, these all texts are wrapping this text around. Okay, but I see that there's no gap here. So how to have a gap here? So what we can do, we can simply have a margin from the left of 100 pixel. Okay, not from left, from right. Great. Now see. Looks nice, right? Now, another new challenge for you would be to have this part do something similar like this, but this image should come here and the text should be somewhere here. Did we get an image? Not right. Okay, cool. So can you do that for me? Try it. So what you can do is you can just simply go skill image 2. You can have these things. Okay. And in the float, you can have right. Okay. And margin then from the right should be 50 pixel. Now let's see. Great. Okay, how awesome does this look, right? The my skill section is looking something like this, and another parts coming here like this only looks really great, right? And one more thing which we can have is we can have this color on all of the parts. That would look great, right? Okay, we got something. How about this? Suppose I just copied it. I just came here, and from here, if I paste it and if I save it, let's see, did we get it? Great. Doesn't it look wonderful, right? You can have some other image on the second part as well. What say? I mean, this looks nice. Let's just copy this. Oh, don't tell me we have to wait again. But okay, we can wait, and by the end of this lecture, I mean 2 or 3 minutes, and we can get these stickers. So let's wait for that time. But okay, we want to have this color here. So what we'll do, we'll check what the color was. The color was this. We'll simply copy it and put it in the background. Looks nice to me, at least. And I hope you guys also like it. Great. Now the image. I get very confused when I see so many images, but yeah, you can have this one. And if I try to paste it here, it would look good. I mean, it's not looking very nice over here, right? So let's move that image. Let's have some other image. Or we can do one thing. We can have the border radius as, let's say, 60%. Let's save it and let's see it now. Yeah, looking much better. Okay. So far, I mean, I'm liking what we have done, and we learned about the float, and we learned about the stickers which we can use. Great. We learned about the float property as well. So yeah, I mean that was it, which I wanted you guys to know here. All right, and one thing which we can have is uh, between the here we can have HR tag. Okay, great. And okay, I'm not getting. Okay, let's see what HR thickness, how we can have it. HR thickness, CSS. We go to Stack Overflow, we check, and then height as 1 pixel, let's say. Char, and let's save it. Let's see. Okay, nothing much happened. Let's try and just copy this part. Let's see how it would look. Looks nice. So, I mean the same lines which we wanted everywhere. So we got it. Great. So far we have almost reached to the end part, and it looks amazing to me at least. And so far we have created our project. Alright, let's click on go live and see what we have created so far. So, okay, great. So this is what it looks like, right? Nice. Now, I want to, I've planned something that this video and next video, most probably, we'll have, I'll walk you
through this like site or through some styling, which I'm going to do. And I would highly recommend you to, follow me along these two videos. We are talking about minute changes which we are going to put on our site to look at more presentable than it is right now. All right. So yeah, let's try and do this. Great. Cool. Now, before I talk about anything, what I want is right now I want your text color to be a little grayish. Okay. I mean, you can see the text color, it is a little black, but if it is a little grayish, that would look cool, right? So the code for that would be 40514E. Okay. I save it, I go and I see, yeah. I mean, it's not much of a change, but it looks nice. All right. And then on H1 and H2, I want a little different color. You can have any color of your choice, but what I'm thinking is a little of aqua. Okay, great. And on H2, I am thinking of having the same. Okay, on H3 as well. Great. Now if I go back, looks nice, right? Great. What else we can have here is okay. Now we got the height and everything. Now what I want is to have a gap between these two. I mean this gap and this gap. There's no gap between bottom container and middle container and top container. So for the gap, I'm going to go on the what have I named it here? Middle container, right? So I don't think so I have any middle container here. So I'll just have one middle container. Let me just check the spelling. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's try and try the middle container. We'll go for margin. We want top margin to be 100 pixel. We don't want any left margin, so it would be auto. Bottom margin would be 100 pixel and then again auto. Great. Now if we go back, looks nice, right? Now one more thing I want is here we have class as circles. If I check what is circles, width is fine, but I want to change the height as well. Let's say 100 pixel. Okay, not at all 100 pixel. Let's remove this. Let's have width as 100 pixel, height as 100 pixels. Now let's go and see. Great. It looks a bit small, so let's make it 200. Now we go check. Perfect. Great. Looking nice, right? Now another thing which I want would be see this row. It is a single long line. It is not looking nice, at least not to me. So what I'm thinking of doing here is like I'll give it a class. I'll say intro. I'll save it, and here I'll have a intro, and here I'm going to have width as let's say 40%. Let's save it. Let's see. Okay, looks better. but we want it to be on center. So here we'll have the margins as auto, and yeah, this is how it looks. Looks nice. Agreed? Hmm. Great, 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 great. Uh, what else we can have here is okay. Now, what else we can have on our website to make it look better? Like, can you think? Okay, we can change this. This long line doesn't look nice. So for this thing, we are going to try something. Okay, there's a standard code. So just may not remember it, but try to understand it. Okay, we're going to have dotted. We are going to have thickness as 6 pixel, and here we have color, which would be gray. Gray would look nice, and I save it. If I go, it looks something like this. It looks not very nice, but it is what it is. Now the border bottom has to be 0 because we want only single line or none. Okay, if I go single line, I don't want so many dots, so I can have width as like 4%. That would work. Okay, looks nice. And margin here should be 100 pixel from the top, 0 pixel, auto from the left, 100 pixel from the bottom, and auto from the right. Let's save it. Let's see. Great. Looks nice, right? Yes. Great work. Great work. Now, okay, I'll give you a challenge. Like this has been made. I want you guys to do it exactly what we did here. Okay. So, I would like suggest you guys to try this thing. Okay. This would look nice. So try it. Okay. If I go here, I check in the bottom what is there. As such, no class has been assigned to it, so we'll assign a class. Bottom okay, and we are going to have dot bottom. This is what I have written. Okay, great. Now this was the code. I copy it and paste it here, save it. If I go back, looks nice, right? But it doesn't have, I mean, because margin is auto, that's why I guess the problem is. So let's do one thing. Let's have auto, 100 pixel, auto. And let's see it now. Okay. Let's have it at 60. Let's have it as 40. 40 pixel, sorry. Yeah, looking great, right? Now, the last thing I want you guys to understand in this video is we have to change this contact me button. Okay, for that we have something CSS button generator. Okay, if you go to this website, you can have your button as your own. Okay, now here I want not click me, but I want contact me. Font is fine, or we can have this font. You can choose your own color. I mean, for me this would look nice. It hasn't changed. Okay, font size fine. Box, everything fine. Border, I would like to change it to 8 so that it gets a square shape. Alright. And background, this works fine. Hover, I don't think so we need anything in the hover part. Okay. So let's just copy this whole code from here. Okay. And then we are going to paste it here. Simply just paste it. Now you go to HTML and you see your, I mean it has button only. So if you go to a website now and see button, okay, great. Looks nice, right? Now you can change the color here on your own. Suppose I want to have the same color which we are having here. Let's just copy it and let's just try and paste it. Okay. I mean color is different. I don't think so you can find it, but see, color is different, right? So yeah. So we have we did a lot of things in this video. Okay, we had some high def paddings, we have this cute little dots, we made this contact me button, we centered the textures like this and everything. So yeah, everything looks cool. So I guess that was all for this video at least. And in this and if you remember in the previous video we styled our website a bit. Um, let's just go live for once. Let's see. Okay, my bad. Let's just close this. Let's just go back here. Don't show again. Let's close it. Let's go to HTML and now let's go live. Okay. So we added these underlines and what else? We added this button. Okay, great. Now one thing which I did was I changed the color of our lower part to simple white and this part as the one which was there previously. Okay, so in this video all we are going to do is we are going to talk about the footer part. We're going to style the footer part. So before styling the footer part, one thing that is concerning me is that this button looks little out of place, right, because of the font. So what can we do? Simply we can do one thing. In the style.css we can change the font family here with the font family which we are using for h2 and h3. So we'll just copy this and we are just simply going to paste it. We'll save it and now but it looks pretty nice. Now if we have to format the footer part, so its class is bottom container. So we'll have a bottom container and here I'm going to have my background color as 6 sorry background color. Yeah. Background color as, yeah, nice. This is the same color which we are using for the font. Let me show you. Yeah, yeah, fonts. Alright, great. It looks something like this. Nice. Oh, one thing you must notice is that you can see this thing. We have some gap. Why is that? Already told you that web pages by themselves assign auto margins. So how to cover that exactly? We can cover them with padding. So let's have a top padding of 50 pixel. Okay. Left padding is 0. Bottom padding is 20 pixel. And left padding is 0. We'll save and we'll see. Looks nice. Right. So it is there. Now another thing which I want to change is these anchor tags. So what we can do is for the anchor tags, let me open. Yeah, okay. So for the anchor tags, what we can do is we can first of all change the color of the text to, let's say, one. Okay. Now if we go back, you can see it looks nice. I mean, it is a little same to the color, but actually prefer this when using the links. All right. Now you can see that we have these underlines, which I don't want. So these underlines are, as you know, already provided by HTML for the anchor tags. So to remove that, we can use the text decoration. So let's text decoration of, let's say, nah. Okay, great. Now there is no gap between them, so let's put some gap between them. So for gap, we have to put the margin. Let's have the top margin as 10 pixel, right margin as 20 pixel, bottom margin as 10 pixel, and left margin as 20 pixel. If I go back and look, yeah, looks better, right? The only thing left is to have the font family. We are going to have this font family only, and we'll save it. Now, how does it look? Sorry, yeah, okay. Looks pretty nice, right? The only thing which is left is I mean, if the user comes on my website, he won't be able to recognize that what is this. So when I hover over it, I want something different. So for that, we already know something which is pseudo class, right? I hope you remember, otherwise you can just go over and watch the videos. So we'll have this thing hover. When we hover over it, I want the color to be go a bit white. A shade of white which is EAF6F6. Okay, now you go and look and you see, looks great, right? I mean, if user comes here, hover over it, he knows what to do, right? Great. Now the only thing that is left is to have the copyright part format. So for that, let's just see if we have something. Okay, we don't have any class. So let's add a class here. Let's name as copyright. Okay, and let's have a copyright one. Okay. Now, first of all, I want the color. So we can have the same color The white one looks pretty neat. Looks nice, right? Now I want this text to be reduced. Okay, font size to be reduced. Let's say 0.75 rem. Okay, 3/4 of 16 pixels. This is what, 12 pixels, right? So it looks nice, a bit small. And I want it to be at the bottom. So to get it at the bottom, I have to have some padding. So padding would be what? We go over bottom container. The bottom padding is 20 pixels. So we can have the upper padding as 20 pixels as well. Then right as 0 pixels, then bottom as 20 pixels, and then 0 pixels. We'll save it and then we'll check. And it looks nice, right? So well, I guess that was all which we could do in this website. It looks pretty nice to me. We have a nice, starting page. I mean, starting. What did I say? This a welcome thing. Let's just call it a welcome thing. Then we have our intro. You can, obviously format your intro as per yourself. Then we have these uh, tiny cute horizontal groups. Then we have skill part, and then we have contact thing, and then we have our links and our copyright. So I guess that was all which was to be taught in this video, and congratulations, your website is completed. Add the details, add to your GitHub page. You can show it to other people, because admit it, it's cool. All these things, the stickers and everything, it looks cool. So from this part, I can proudly say you are done with your intermediate CSS skills. So a pat on your back. And from the next video onwards, we would look into Bootstrap. Alright. So I won't get into Bootstrap in this video at all. So from the next video only, we'll talk about Bootstrap, what is Bootstrap, and how we would inculcate it in our sites. Alright. So thank you for watching this video, and see you later.